everybody and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Emma. It's really lovely to have you here. If you enjoy this video then please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This, as ever, is my random ramble through my week of what I've been up to as far as my weigh-in goes. And I've got a little bit of a bombshell for you. Well, it's, you know, we'll get there. So this week, we're now on Wednesday. I got weighed in on Monday. And then, as per, I've been on nights, so finished nights this morning. I have to be honest and say that last week I was 12.5 pounds lost. I put half a pound on last week because I got weighed post nights and made a little vow to you all that I'm bloody getting weighed after nights again. And I've really tried this week. But I don't think my heart's been in it at all. I really don't. I have really struggled with it, and not just struggled in a way that I've wanted to eat nice food, like I've wanted to eat naughty food. I don't mean that. I've struggled up here. I have struggled with just everything about it really. Just really feeling a bit flat about the whole thing, and about my reasons for doing it, and about where I want to be and what I want to achieve. We went out for breakfast, a friend and I went out for breakfast last Wednesday, a week ago today. And I was like, don't know what to have. I was like, I really don't know what to have, because whatever I have, I'm gonna use all my sins for the whole day, because nothing on the menu was suitable to use as a healthy extra. So I ended up having scrambled egg and smoked salmon on 2 pieces of granary toast. And I ended up having to use all my sins almost for the granary toast because it had butter on it as well. And I just thought, that's a bit pants, isn't it, having to do that? And then we went down to visit my parents in Wales over the weekend. They don't live there, but they were staying down there. They were staying in Llandudno, and we went down for the day just to see them because I was working Saturday. No, it wasn't. We went on Saturday. I was working Friday and I was working Sunday. And it's my mum's birthday. As you all know, those who watch my charity shop haul video, I did give her the blue top and I did give her the candlesticks. So we went down on Saturday, and my husband had messaged me the night before kind of going, oh, do you know what, let's just sack it off for a day. Let's just not think about Slimming World. Let's not think about being good. Let's just have what we want. Let's have a McDonald's breakfast on the way down. Let's get the, we always go to the Fortes, the little, it's like the one, if you know Llandudno, there's 2 Fortes. There's like the sort of main cafe one a bit further down the street, and then there's Fortes right up at the top end, which is a little tiny ice cream parlour. Oh my God, it's amazing. So let's have a Fortes like waffle extravaganza, and then let's go the whole hog and do chippy tea on the way home. And I was like, no, I can't, because I've got weigh-in on Monday. And he was like, oh, okay, that's fine. So we got up and we had breakfast before we went. And then we got there and we went for waffles because it's about 2 o'clock. And my husband and I ordered a summer fruits platter that came with like waffle wedges, ice cream, cream, a bit of sorbet and loads of foresty fruits. And I had a little bit of the sorbet and all the fruit. And sat and watched everybody eating crepes and waffles, and just thinking, I could really eat one of them, but I've got weigh-in on Monday. And then they decided not to have a chippy tea, but they wanted a McDonald's. So they did a drive-through McDonald's, and I had an apple and a hi-fi bar when they drove through McDonald's. And then I was dead good on Sunday, and my son wanted to do me, I worked on Sunday, and we got brought into work, we got a pizza delivered. I didn't have any. We had all kinds of things at work that I never touched. And when I got home, my husband had said that my son wanted to cook for me. He's 17, and he wanted to cook because it was Mother's Day, wasn't it? And the meal he wanted to cook, I pulled my face out because I was like, I can't really have that because I've got weigh-in tomorrow and it's too many sins. So I ended up having just sort of a dead normal meal that, you know, I would have any day, and it wasn't particularly special. My son didn't end up cooking it for me. My husband made it because he was like, well, I may as well do it for you then. And then I went to weigh-in on Monday, having done all of that, and I maintained. And no, I'm not due on, and yes, I am eating enough, and all the other bloody questions that get asked. And I just feel like completely and utterly, I don't know, I'm not pissed off. I just feel a bit like, God, what is it that you're doing this for, Emma? Because 2 weeks now, I've had a maintain, and I've had a gain, and then I've maintained that gain. And it's soul destroying, because you know that you've worked your arse off, and you know that you know, there were days when I didn't even eat a single sin because I knew that we would be going down to Landlord No on Saturday, and I wanted to have something. And then in the end, guilt got the better of me, and I didn't have anything, and ended up going to bed sort of quite annoyed with myself that I'd let this diet ruin that day. And it did ruin that day. And it's not that the diet ruined the day. No, I ruined the day. Me and my mentality of, no, I mustn't cheat. And cheat. It's like the language is so negative. And I just, as we do, go for breakfast after weigh-in, and my husband came in, and my daughter was with him because it's half term, and she's only 7. Or is she 8? She's 8. My God, I don't know my own kids' ages. So obviously, you know, a really impressionable age. And she was with him, and they were both like, oh, you know, have you got on at Slimming World? Have you got on? And I said, I've maintained. And then in the middle of the coffee shop, promptly burst into tears. And I just thought, what am I doing? Why am I allowing myself to be like this and to feel like this? And my husband, bless him, you know, he is, on occasion, he does say and do the right thing. It's bloody rare, but he does. And he sort of said, you know, there's been so many times over the last few weeks where I've said, let's do this and let's do that, and you've said no because I've got weigh-in. Because I've got weigh-in on Monday. I can't do that. I've got weigh-in on Monday. I can't go there on Saturday and eat that because I've got weigh-in on Monday. And he said, and yeah, I know it's really good that you're so focused, but he said, but at what cost? We didn't do that when we said we would because of your weigh-in. We didn't go there when we said we would because of your weigh-in. And I know that there are probably people out there, and I know I'll probably get loads of negativity about this video. There are probably people out there who can do Slimming World and who can have, you know, go completely off plan for days and then just jump straight back onto it without really feeling a great deal of guilt. And if that's you, then I absolutely take my hat off to you, but I can't do that. That guilt for me, and I know it's my own mentality, but that guilt for me is so overwhelming that I can't cope with it. And I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, and my husband's noticed, and my mum has noticed, and I think when people who are closest to you start to say things to you, you know, things have to start ticking in your brain. But they've both commented on how low my mood has been. And And I've noticed it myself, and I posted an Instagram post a couple of weeks ago about it, about how I was just feeling really meh, and I had no idea why, and I didn't know why I felt like that. But now, 2 weeks on, I know exactly why I felt like that, and it's because of this feeling of constantly thinking about what I'm putting in my mouth and what those scales are going to say on Monday, and just that constant guilt if I think I'd really like something, or I eat a little bit of something that's naughty, and also the language that I feel around my daughter. She's 8. It's very negative, talking about sins. And she has even started to ask me things that she is eating and saying, "Mummy, how many sins is this?" And I think, oh, babe, you're about 3 stone wet through. I never, ever want her to feel like this. But do you know what? I don't think, have I got a problem? I don't know. I'm a size 14. I am not morbidly obese. I'm so at a crossroads, and that is why I have left it 2 days before I came on and filmed this video, because I've just really been in a place of just not knowing what to say to you, not knowing where to go from here, and just really screwed up about this diet and why I'm doing it and where I want to be. And I have done this diet before, and I have lost 2.5 stone, probably 4 years ago, something like that. And I got to goal. I probably stayed there for about 3.5 minutes, and then slowly but surely the weight crept on slightly, probably a stone in 3 years maybe, and then in this last year I've put another stone back on. But what I realised at the weekend was, last year on my mum's birthday, they stayed in Llandudno, and we went down and we actually stayed for a few days. And on the morning of her birthday, I got up, I went out and I ran 7k. Because I'd done the couch to 5k and then I'd carried on. And for about 2 years I was running, and I did a park run, and I was really into my running, and I would go out sort of 3 times a week and run. And I was really shocked on Saturday when we got to Llandudno, and I realised that it was only 12 months since I'd been running that far. And that's probably the last time I ran, I reckon. And I've done nothing since, and I've just let it slip and let it slip and let it slip, to the point of now doing nothing. And I thought, if you'd have said to me, when was the last sort of, decent run that you did, I'd have probably gone 2.5, 3 years ago. It was 12 months ago. So 12 months ago, I could go out and easily run 7 and 8k, no problem. It takes me bloody ages, and I'm absolutely shit at running, but I can do it, and that was through sort of just being motivated and getting out there and doing it. So on Monday, after I had my mini meltdown in the coffee shop, I decided that I am not going to be that person who is letting the scales dictate how I feel. Because up to the point where I stood on those scales, I thought, I've probably lost a couple of pounds this week, I've been so good. And I've missed out on so much that's got to have paid off. And you know what? If I'd have stood on the scales and had a £3 loss, then I would have said, well, that's worth it then. All the times that I've not had what I wanted to have been completely and utterly worth it. But when I stood on the scales and maintained, and the girl who weighed me said, that's fine, no damage done. And I thought, damage. Again, such a negative word. But not only that, I thought, I've had nothing to cause me to do any damage. So why are we what are we doing? So I think because I've lost 12 pounds, I'm in the frame of mind where I know I feel so much better and I don't want to put it back on. And I am in that place where I know I'm not going to carry on with Slimming World because oh God, I can't carry on doing it. I can't carry on every week. Just my whole mood being determined by what that little step said. And Joe Wicks had it right because he said it's the sad step, and it is the sad step. So I have decided not to go back, and I have twice this week. I went on Monday and I went today. I have ran. I've started the Couch to 5k again. And bless my daughter, she asked if she could come with me on Monday. And I was like, oh, babe, you're not going to be able to do it. And not only that, but you know when you think, I'm going to start running and I'm going to be like Forrest Gump and I'm going to realise that I'm a bloody ace runner and I'm going to just be able to carry on. And when it says, right, start walking after your 60-second sprint, like jog, when it says start walking, I'm just going to be like, no, I can carry on. And I said to her, that's fine, but you know, you've got to keep up with mummy. And she was like, yeah, I will. And in my head, I was thinking, bloody hell, she's going to be a right old hindrance, isn't she? Bloody 8-year-old trotting next to me. She's going to really hinder me. And in the end, we went, and she was having to wait for me. And like, I was begging the woman to say, stop running. And Imi was carrying on running. And then she would like, look at me. And as soon as we'd stop running and we'd start walking again, and she's like having a little jibber jabber and chattering away because she's got bloody verbal diarrhea and she never stops talking. I mean, who does she get that from? And she was like jibber jabber 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 jabber. And I'm just going, yeah. And then she's like, Mummy, why are you so out of breath? And I'm like, because it's really bloody hard. But she just doesn't find it hard. And she's come out with me again today. And she's like a little bloody Paula Radcliffe. I mean, you know, we share a surname, but for Paula Radcliffe and I, that's where the similarity ends. Believe me. So I plan to go out again on Friday, and I will have done week one. I will have completed week one. And I think for me, that is going to be the thing. I think I need to up the amount of exercise that I'm doing and up the amount that I'm moving. So I've decided that I'm not going back to Slimming World. I just don't think that once you get to goal on Slimming World, it's a diet that can be maintained. I don't want to eat like that for the rest of my life. It's a very carb heavy diet, and you know, it's all very well saying we can eat 10 chickens. I don't bloody want to eat 10 chickens. And I think the key is I just want to eat a well-rounded, balanced diet. And I want to be able, I know we're going away next week for a day or two, and I want to have fish and chips when I'm out. And I want to have it without any guilt at all. Because I know that on the other days around that, I'm going to be compensating and running and just being a little bit healthier and being more mindful. I find with Slimming World, like on night shifts normally, I would take, for my sins, I would take in a bag of like Ringos, which I do blooming love. Taking a bag of Ringos, taking a hi-fi bar, taking a sugar-free jelly, taking maybe like a curly whirly or something like that. Well, the last 2 nights, I haven't had anything like that. I've eaten my tea and I've had one of the Graze boxes, you know, with the nuts in. I've had them and I've had a bit of fruit. And I think calorie-wise, I'm probably way down on the deal. And I feel that those sins that you're having, they just, and I was like, you know, I've said before, I tended to have all my sins in one go at the end of the day. And when you look down at the plate, it's like a really unhealthy stack of food that you're shoving in your mouth. And I don't want to do it anymore. And the reason I don't want to do it anymore is not because I'm giving up, and not because, oh, she's maintained, so she's seen her arse, and you know, and it's not that. It's because I have appreciated over the last few weeks the negativity that it's given me, the feelings of guilt it's given me, the feelings of like not wanting to do anything, not wanting to go anywhere, not wanting to see anybody, because it ultimately means I'm going to end up having coffee and cake, I'm going to end up having this, I'm going to end up having that. And I can't, and if I don't go, then I won't have to have it because I've got weigh-in on Monday. And that's like been my mantra. And I just think, do you know what? Life is for living. And I fit in all my clothes. And like I've said before, I'm not morbidly obese. I've got a few lumps and bumps where, you know, I wish I didn't, but I don't. I'm getting to the point where I think I've just got to learn over the weeks and the months ahead, the changes that I need to make are here and not necessarily my body, because I need to be in love with me, and I need to see myself differently. I think I'm just so negative about everything about myself. And I know that may come across as, how can you feel like that when you come on camera and you've started this channel and you're all over bloody YouTube, and you know, how can you possibly feel like that? You obviously don't, you're obviously very confident because you do that, and I'm not. And I just feel that I need to make some massive changes, but Slimming World for me has not been that massive change. And I think the thing that it's made me realise more than anything is that until something clicks up here and I learn to accept me, flaws and all, then I'm never even getting to goal. I'm still going to see all my flaws, and I'm still going to feel all that guilt. And it's just that big vicious circle, and I'm out. I can't do it. I've got to remove myself from it, I think, for my own mental health. And I'm not a person who suffers with anxiety. I don't suffer with depression. I don't have any mental health issues. But obviously, I have issues about food, and I have issues about my weight that I need to address. And slowly but surely, over the last couple of days, and do you know what? Some of the girls in work have been amazing. Because obviously, when I'm in work, they know about this channel, and they're all like, oh, you know, have you done this week? And I'm always like, oh, you just watch my channel. And it's become a bit of a running joke. And I saw a few of the girls, well, it's been both nights that I've worked, Monday and Tuesday, and not one of them has said, oh, well, that's that giving up, isn't it? Well, you've just given up. They've all said, you're doing the right thing, you know, it's about moving more, it's about a balanced diet, not beating your bloody self up all the time over it. And I think because I feel like I've had a bit of validation from them, and I've had validation from my husband, not that I need validation, but it just makes me feel, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. I think I'm doing the right thing. So I'm sorry if you normally come onto my channel, and we normally have, you know, it's normally very light-hearted, and that I think is probably why I have struggled to film this video, because I knew how it would be and I knew how I would feel. Because I feel almost like I'm telling you that I've failed, and I haven't. But I wonder how many other women feel like this. It's ridiculous. So, anyway, I'm gonna go. Do me a favour and please be kind. If you're gonna comment on this video, be kind, because, you know, it takes a lot to lay yourself bare like this, and it takes a lot to come on and be honest and open. And I could have just carried on and said, yeah, I've lost £2 this week, and we could have had a happy video, but that's not how I'm feeling, and I don't want to lie to you. I want to be honest and upfront with you. And there will be weigh-in updates, because I am going to carry on. Not necessarily, I'm not going to weigh myself, but I am going to, you know, when I am back in them bloody white shorts, them Calvin Klein shorts, which do nearly go up now, you know, I'll post a picture for you, and yeah, and I need to just take a bit of time out from thinking about Slimming World and all that bollocks, and just concentrate on me and loving me, I think. And I have not had a single alcoholic drink since I started Slimming World, which is 9 weeks. And I said to my husband that when I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to buy a bottle of Prosecco. And while I was at work last night, I hit 500 subscribers. Oh my God! This is post nights as well. So, you know, it's not just... Not all the tears are because I'm upset. This is lack of sleep and gratitude as well. So thank you to everybody that has taken the time over the last few weeks to hit the subscribe button, to hit the like button, to comment on any of the videos. I'm so overwhelmed by it all, as you can probably tell. I will be back at the weekend with a charity shop inspired video. It won't be a haul, but there will be, I've been asked, there's a couple of videos that I've got brewing that have been requested, so I'm going to get on with them. Not now, I'm too emotional. And they'll be up for you over the weekend. And then I'm off next week, and one of the days, if we go away, I'm going to vlog that. And just do a bit of a day in the life. And I'm also going to do a get to know me video, because I'm aware that, you know, you don't know a single thing about me apart from the fact that I'm a emotional wreck after nights. Yeah, so I'm going to do one of those as well. So if there's any questions or anything that you're interested in, then post that in the comments below. I'll link my last couple of charity shop hauls in the description box below for you as well, if you haven't seen those and you've got like an hour to kill, because one's quite lengthy. But yeah, other than that, that is me done. I'm so sorry. This has probably not been the video that you clicked on to watch. This has been me bearing my soul. And if you've stuck with me to the end of this video, then thank you so much. And I will see you all for a much happier video next time on my channel. So thank you very much, guys. And I love you all lots. Thank you. Bye.